Hi, so we're going to use Photopea.com, an online editing program similar to Photoshop that works really well on your Chromebook to create a kaleidoscope design. In Google Classroom, I've shared some files for you to make it easier. One's called 6 by 6 to design your image in, and the other one's 12 by 12. Make sure you have them both open, and we're going to start with the one that says 6 by 6. You're going to use tools like the rectangle select that you can click and hold on and change and other tools to fill and color. The color pickers down here, you can change the colors really easily. You do want to decide on whether you're using a warm color scheme or a cool color scheme before you begin. I'm going to use a warm color scheme and incorporate black and white. One of the tools, like the rectangle select tool, is easy enough to use and you can draw shapes and fill them. You can see, in the interest of time, since the video runs out, I've created some stripes, and I've even used the transform tool and the liquefy tool to swirl them a bit. I will show you the liquefy tool really quickly. Let me just deselect. You're going to click on your layer, you're going to go to filter and go to liquefy. And liquefy is a fun tool where you can choose some of these options. I chose the twirl tool and I made the size of my brush that size, and I just clicked and I held it until I got my desired effect. So it's fun to experiment with that. If you do like what you're getting, you can go ahead and click OK, and it'll save your result. One of the other tools I used to draw my shapes was actually down here. It has lots of different options. It's called the custom shape tool, and it has custom shapes and all kinds of different options that you can fill in. And you can see I experimented with a couple of different shapes. Then, once I was happy with some of the shapes, I created some layer styles by double clicking. And I double click on the layer, and it gives me all kinds of options that I can click on and modify. The options that I used were the bevel and emboss to make it a little 3D, and one called the stroke, which actually just gives it a black outline. And it works out nice in your final design. In the interest of time, I've gone ahead and finished my design, and I spent a good amount of time creating different layers and playing with all kinds of different effects. Once you go ahead and are finished with your design, we're going to take it and we're going to go to File and Export as a JPEG. Now that'll save it. You click Save and it'll save it to your drive. But another easy way to get it into our final document is to just click on Copy to Clipboard. That way, when you click over here on the 12 by 12 document that's empty, and I've created it for you purposely for you to easily add it in, you can go ahead and edit, paste. It should automatically go into that top quadrant. If it doesn't, you can always move it using the Move tool. Then we need to duplicate this. So the easiest thing to do is to go to Layer, Duplicate Layer, and you can see I have two of them, but they're on top of each other. So I want to go ahead and transform it. So if I go to transform and click flip horizontal, then take my move tool and drag it over, they should fit perfectly together. Now the easiest, most precise thing to do would be to take these two layers, and I'm going to hold shift on my keyboard and select layer one and layer one copy, right click on my mouse, and I'm just going to merge those two layers. Having done that, it'll be nice and precise. And I can make a copy of that layer, okay, by going to duplicate layer. And it's there, they're just on top of each other. So then I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and I'll rotate that 180. Then I'll take my Move tool and I'm going to move it down. The arrows work well to kind of nudge it, put it in place. Then your design is finished. So you can go to File, Export as a JPEG, and get it into your drive so that you can upload it to the Google Classroom. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any trouble, contact me either through email or on the Google Classroom.